When I first started scripting, I was actually writing things down almost like a movie script. So if you can imagine your life being like a movie, and everybody in it are characters in your movie. And I often thought the people that were kind of in charge of you, whatever, if they were teachers or parents, that they were the main characters, and the rest of us were kind of like extras. So we had to do what they said. And as we get older, we start separating from that identity. Everything that's been told to us, all the beliefs that we have been other people's opinions of us. We really want to get to know who we are. We've got to figure out what is good for us. What's good for me? What do I truly, truly believe in? What will bring me number 10 experiences? What do I want to do? For me, for others, for my life, like almost separating myself from the character from the past, stepping into my leading lady. I'm not the star of anyone else's show. I'm the star of my own show. It's like stay in your own lane and create your own movie. The challenge becomes when we start learning this information and really deciding how we want to live our lives and what really works best for us as adults. Then they're seeing you in a different character role, and sometimes they don't like it. So there becomes a little bit of conflict with the people that you're normally close to. And you're separating away, trying to figure out who you are, rewriting the script of the story of your show, of your movie, of your life. And you're not showing up in their movie the way that they expect you to. Oftentimes we allow situations to have power over us, people to have power over us. And until you really get strong and start putting up your own boundaries, sometimes it's difficult because, we're used to it. We're used to being a certain way. We're used to doing certain things. And who do you want to be? Like, imagine a movie. You're the main character in your movie. No one else is. Who do you want to be your extras? Who do you want to be around you? How are people seeing you? How are they receiving you? Stepping into that role, sometimes if you can imagine, could be a future version of yourself, one that you're building right now, one that you're creating. And stepping into that version of you, the future version, almost like bringing it in to you now, like quantum jumping. What does she feel like? What is she wearing? What are her feelings as she's standing on the stage, owning her leading ladiness, owning the fact that she's the star of the show? What is she thinking? What would a version of you that's her in that moment, what would she be thinking? When people approach her, how does she approach them? Is she strong and confident, shoulders back, smiling, open, or is she down, hunched over? Probably not as the leading lady. Get into that essence of her, and when you're feeling that essence of her, then you are becoming it now. You're becoming it now. The world will start to change. Your screen of space will start to offer you things that she would be offered. Doors will be opening for you that normally would be opening for her. But what we have to remember to do is always remember that you're not the extra. You're not in the other shows anymore because you're an adult. Everyone can have their own movie and everyone can star in their own shows. But the problem and the challenge arises when other people expect you to be the lesser than, the extra, something other than the leading lady in their shows. Matter of putting boundaries up and raising your standards. Are you still living as an extra in someone else's life, creating the character that you want to be? And finding out, if you're having a meltdown, or, how do you get yourself out of it? And maybe even ask yourself, what would the future version of me do? What would the leading lady in my movie do? Because you're in it, you're creating it, you're creating your movie right now, you're creating the scenes, you're stepping into it before you become it, by becoming it, because you're stepping into it, if that makes sense. What's the essence of that person? If you look out there, you close your eyes and you see her or him, what is their essence? What is their essence? What are they wearing? How do people look at them? How do they look at other people? How do they treat other people? What's the expression on their face? Do they look frazzled? Do they look like they're depressed? Do they look like they're full of anxiety? Or do they look pretty relaxed? Do they look pretty cool? Do they look pretty proud? Who's standing next to them? Someone that's pretty proud of them, I bet. And then we pull that energy and feel that essence and become her, become him now. And know that you are the leading person, the A-lister celebrity in your movie. And if anybody tries to pull you back or down into the extra role, there's got to be a boundary that goes up. Recognizing that you can show up who you are with the essence of who you're becoming to them, but they've got to treat you that way. They've got to treat you with respect. They've got to treat you and understand that everybody has their own movie and everybody's the lead character of their own movie. So what character will you be today? What character will you be today?